What's up, everybody? Welcome to this episode of Market Watch for the week of February 8th through the 13th. I'm Jason Zwolak of the Zwolak Group with First Team and Christie's International Real Estate. Hope you all are having a fantastic week and are getting ready for Valentine's Day tonight. So, for those of you joining us for the first time, each week I take a look at the Irvine and Orange County markets as a whole, and then I break the Irvine market up into three sub-markets: first-time home buyer, step-up, and luxury. So the market has been crazy hot still. It's still, as we've been moving through the first couple months, now that Super Bowl's over, we really still haven't seen any slowdown. Compared to last year, supply or inventory is down 52%. And demand is up 18%. So homes are coming on the market, but as soon as they hit the market, they're being swept up and they're being grabbed by buyers, especially those homes that are aligned properly. And for those of you that have watched my videos, you know I talk about alignment a lot because of how important it is. So priced right, marketed right, in great condition, your home's going to fly off the shelf, because demand is so high and because supply is so low. So that's the market. That's what's happening right now. But like I said, we're going to take a look a little bit deeper into what happened in Orange County and Irvine. We're going to start with Orange County, so let's check it out. So in Orange County last week, we had 300 homes sell compared to 487 the week before. Now, do remember, there's going to be a little bit of a difference in this one because last week I wasn't feeling great, so I didn't get the video. There was an extra day on last week, so last week was really 8 days versus 6 days this week, so you are going to have a little bit of a discrepancy. But the big thing here is in Orange County, we had 4,043 homes on the market last week. This week, right now, there's 3,996. Inventory has stayed either stagnant or in this case it's actually dropped a bit, and it's really remarkable that we're this deep into the year already, and even though it's a couple months, but we're into the spring market now that Super Bowl's gone, and we really are in the spring market now, and inventory is still very slow coming on the market, and the homes that come on the market that are aligned properly, they're going really fast. So it's still a hot seller's market. The average days on market for the homes that sold was 55 days compared to 54 last week, so pretty much the same. The average price was $990,131 with an average list price of $1,014,207. List to sold average of 97.6, down slightly from last week where it was 99.3%. So market really hot, like we said. The inventory or supply is still hovering around that 4,000 mark, and we're actually seeing it going up and down. But typically, what we'll see is it starts to rise and it just continues to move throughout into the summer. But what we're seeing here is actually dipping a bit, which is pretty crazy in this market, because we're just not seeing a lot of sellers coming on right now. And like I said, those that do come on, the homes are getting snatched up. So now we've taken a look at Orange County. Let's take a look at Irvine and see if there's any similarities. So in the Irvine housing market, we had 26 homes sell last week, and that's compared to 54 the week before. Again, it slowed down slightly, but there is a little bit of a discrepancy because of the extra day. The average days on market, 86 of the homes that are currently on the market versus 60 last week. And then we had 492 homes on the market this week, 489 last week. So the inventory of supply is right around the same. So we didn't see a huge jump, only 3 extra homes on the market. But the average list price was $1,166,391 with an average sales price of $1,136,213 with a 97.4% list to sold ratio, really almost identical to last week's, which was 97.9%. So this week we really did see pretty much inventory stayed the same. We did see a little bit of a dip in the demand, so there's not as many homes that have sold this week. Again, we have that extra day last week, so we have to take that into account. But I still think even with that extra day, we're still going to see a little bit of a change last week compared to this week. But for the most part, we're staying fairly similar, and there's just not a lot of movement in this from last week to this week. And that's what we saw on the county level too, where we saw that supply dip a little bit. So like I talked about, what we do now is, now that we've taken a look at the Orange County market and the Irvine market as a whole, I break it down into 3 sub-markets. So the first market we're going to look at is first-time home buyer market, and that is anything priced between $0 and $750,000. So let's check that out and see what we have. So in the first-time home buyer market, we had 100 active homes that are currently on the market, and that's down slightly from last week at 106. The average days on market for the homes that are currently active, the same as last week at 60. We had 7 homes sell this week, 17 last week. So we did see a pretty drastic drop in the number of homes that have sold, and the inventory also dropped as well. So in this category, now this is a pretty tight category. There's not as many homes out there that fit this price point, and this is a really hot price point here in Irvine. But I think what we're seeing is we don't see as many homes on the market in this price point versus the step up or the luxury side. But it's still a hot market. If you're in this price point, you really do have to have a strategy as a buyer, as a seller. Just make sure you're aligned properly, and you're going to be able to get top dollar for your house. So now that we've taken a look at first-time home buyer, we take a look at step up. That's anywhere between $750,000 and $1.25. We call it a step up simply because this is typically where someone might be selling a condo or a 2-bedroom and moving up to their the next home in their next chapter of their lives, if you will, where they might be getting a little bit bigger. They might be looking at a single family residence versus a townhome or a condo. So that's why we call it the step up. Now, I know some people will come right into this market as a first-time home buyer. That's okay. This is just for this purposes. I like to break it down into 3 categories. So let's take a look at the step up category. So in the step-up category, we have 188 active homes that are currently on the market. That's actually up slightly from last week where we had 183. The average days on market for those homes is 63 days right now. Average days on market last week was 66. So we're seeing that hover. It's starting to come down, especially in the step up. If we look over the course of the since the beginning of the year, January 9th, we saw a 76 days average days on the market for the step up, and now we're at 63. So it's dropped a solid 13 days since the beginning of the year. So we can really see this category, these homes are not staying on the market long. The number of sales, we had 12 this week. We had 19 last week, so it dipped a little bit. Again, we had that extra day that we're looking at, but still, so it's a really strong market. The step-up category, we find that these homes, they really do move quickly, especially when they're priced properly and they look model ready. They really do move. So if you're in this category, there's really some strategies that you need to think about as a buyer so that you know that you're going to be able to win. If you get into multiple offers, you want to be able to make sure that you win and your offer is accepted. So now that we've taken a look at first-time home buyer and step up, now I take a look at the luxury category. Luxury category is anything over $1.25 million. The higher the price goes, typically what we see, the buyer pool shrinks. There's not as many people that can afford the larger homes, the more expensive homes. So your buyer pool does get smaller. Typically, our days on market goes up. Sometimes we will see a discrepancy between list and sold averages as well, because those prices tend to come down. Because really, you have a smaller buyer pool, but you either have the same or you have a little bit more supply on the market. And the problem there is, so when you have less buyers, really they have more to choose from, so it's a little bit more difficult to get that list price, especially if you have overpriced it or you're not in line with the market. So that's something to think about if you're in this category. So let's take a look at the luxury numbers so we can see what happened last week. So in the luxury numbers, we had 204 active homes. That's up slightly from 200 last week. So this is the highest category. So this is the where we have the highest number of homes that are currently active are in the 1.25 or higher category. The average days on market for these homes are 95 days on the market. That's down slightly from 106, but you can see that's 30% higher than the step up or the first time home buyer. So you definitely are going to be on the market a little bit longer in this category. The number of solds were 7 this week versus 13 last week, so we did see that dip a little bit. So overall, market is still hot. Like I said, 52% of supply is down 52% from last year. Demand is up 18% over last year. So we are seeing the market maintain that high level, especially for our sellers. We're in that seller's market. If you are a seller, make sure your home is aligned. Get on the market now. Get it ready now. Get those professional pictures. Get the professional videography. Show that home like it's a model home, and really make sure that you're marketed right, you're showing it right, and you're priced right, and you are going to not be disappointed. You're going to not leave any money on the table. You're going to be able to rest your head at night knowing that you didn't leave any money on the table, and you're going to walk away happy. And that's really the goal when you sell your house, especially in a market like this. As a buyer, make sure you have a strategy. Make sure you sit down with your agent and make sure your agent has a strategy. If they don't have a strategy, find a new agent. You definitely want to have a strategy about how, when you find that house, how you're going to win it. If there's multiple offers, does your agent have a strategy for that? Do they have a plan so that they know that, hey, if we're going into multiple offers, these are things that we can do to make our offer more enticing to the seller. You really need to come up with these ideas, because in this type of market, it can be hot and you don't want to be disappointed. You don't want to be losing house after house, because you will get discouraged. So you need to sit down with your agent. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us. We're here to help. We're here to help you guys and really make sure that you understand what's happening in the market, and we can come up with strategies with you on how we get our buyers houses and how we have in the past got them homes in multiple offer situations and not necessarily being the highest offer, which is pretty awesome. So now that we've taken a look at all this, from Patty Carpenter, we get the rates. Take a quick look at what's happening in the interest world. Interest rates are insane. Another reason that's what's driving this market and this high demand are these low interest rates. Again, historically low interest rates. So it's a great time, whether you're buying now, whether you want to refinance, definitely take a look at these rates and talk to your mortgage expert, and really you can look at, like I said, refinancing, buying, maybe pulling some equity out and buying another property or an investment property. There's so many things that can happen right now, especially with my rates being this low. So let's take a look at mortgage rates right now. So as of today, the conforming 15-year fixed 3.125%, the 30-year fixed 3.625%, and the 7/1 ARM or variable is 3%. The jumbo 30-year fixed is 3.375%. FHA, so low down payment, 30-year fixed is 3.5%, and a VA, so for all of our vets out there, for a 30-year fixed is also 3.5%. So again, rates are low, market is hot. If you're a buyer, let's talk, let's get out there, get you out there, start looking at properties and see if we can find something for you. If you're a seller, now's the time to get on the market. Don't wait any longer, because right now it's at the peak. You're going to sell quickly. You're going to get top dollar. You're going to be happy. So as always, if you have any questions, you can reach out to us directly. You can hit me up in the comments. You can call us or email us. All of our information is on our page. If you do like this video, make sure you subscribe. Hit the bell so that you're notified every time that a new video is posted. I do this every week so that you guys can keep your finger on the pulse of the market and know exactly what's happening here in Irvine and in Orange County. I hope you all have an amazing Valentine's Day weekend. Enjoy the weekend. It is a long weekend, so be safe out there. I hope you guys have a great time. And until next week, take care, everybody.